Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. All right, welcome to the Elite Cup Racing. We are here at Kentucky Motor Speedway this evening. So my name is Mark Bristow. I am with Southern Broadcast Gaming Network, bringing you all of the action from Kentucky Speedway this evening with Elite Cup Racing. We are at the Wild Bill's Falcon Ranch 225 this evening in Kentucky. And if you can't tell, the sponsor for this evening will be Wild Bill's Falcon Ranch. So if you would, we've got our guys qualifying. So we are going to go ahead and play our national anthem. If everybody would stand up if you get a chance and put your hand over your heart, please.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
Well, all right, here we go, guys. We have one lap to go in qualifying. Paid Guitar out there in the chat saying, "Let's go, boys. Cheers." 7 viewers out there joining us on the stream already. Thank you guys very much. So here we are getting our qualifying. We are here with Elite Cup Racing, race number 15 at Kentucky Speedway. This is the Wild Bill's Falcon Ranch 225. Gonna be 150 laps. And this is my first time broadcasting for ECR, the Next Gen series. So I hope they enjoy it. And I hope we have a lot of green flag racing this evening. We are having a 70% fuel window. That is 38 to 48 laps on a tank. No stage breaks. So that's going to definitely put into play some strategy and some maybe some green flag pits, depending on how clean these guys keep it this evening. We've got 1 fast repair and 4 sets of tires. And here our guys are entering pit lane. Let's go over our qualifying. So first place, we're going to have Adam Bowton. Second is Stan Carnathan. Third is Tay McDonald. Jeff No in fourth. Dwayne Furtick in fifth. Eric Anderson in sixth. Jeff Dillon in seventh. Dylan Picklesimmer in eighth. Number 9 is Michael Carter. Number 10 is Tyler Burden. Number 11 is John Osborne. Christopher Roth in 12th. Kyle Diaz in 13th. Kane Lee in 14th. Gary Nash in 15th. Kent Mueller in 16th. Alan Holtzman in 17th. Pete Walsh in 18th. Ryan McCall in 19th. Aaron Spear in 20th. Jeremiah Nelson in 21st. Dylan Smith in 22nd. Carlton Charles in 28th or 23rd. And Leroy Colbins in 24th. You know Devin Johnson? I don't know if there's a number 31. There's a number 13 if you're dyslexic. So we are gridding up, starting our formation lap this evening. Good evening, Grant Turner. Guys, I have Grant Turner in the booth with me. How you doing tonight, Grant?
Doing good. First thing I hear out of your mouth.
Look, I told you I'm the funny one. You know, nobody wants to listen.
I apologize for being late.
Oh, you are okay, buddy. I didn't know if you were going to make it, so I wanted to bring you in. If you could. So we have our pace car out on the track, and I always love it when they have that pace car because it's the same body style of Mustang that I drive daily.
Are you talking about the 05 Mustang?
05 is the year I got.
It is actually one of my favorite Mustangs, to be honest.
First year. All right, so we have our pace car is off the track, getting ready to go racing. Our green flag is out. We are here starting the Wild Bill's Falcon Ranch 225 here at My bad. Sorry about that. At Kentucky Motor Speedway. Don't you love it when your brain works faster than your mouth, or the other way around? So we have got our 94 in that first position of Adam Bowton. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and get a closer look at some of these cars. Maybe not. No. Yes, I'm not. So we got Adam Bowden at number 94 in the first position. We got Tay McDonald, less than about 2/10 of a second behind him in second. We've got 13 of Dwayne Furtick in third, Best Buy. We've got Scott Carnathan in that number 82. We got Jeff Dillon rounding out your top 5. Jeff No in 6th. Eric Anderson in 7th. Tyler Burden in 8th. Dylan Picklesmere, I'm not sure, in 9th. Michael Carter in 10th. Christopher Roth in 11th. John Osborne in 12th. Kyle Diaz in 13th. Gary Nash in 14th. Jeremiah Nelson in 15th. Kane Lee in 16th. Ryan McCall in 17th. Alan Holtzman in 18th. Kent Mueller in 19th. Carlton Charles in 20th. Aaron Spear in 21st. Dylan Smith in 22nd. Pete Walsh in 23rd. And Leroy Colbins in 24th. You know, Ghost Rider, yeah, that's how I'm seeing it. It's actually, it might be Pickle Simer. We will have to ask him. We've already got Mr. Kane Lee taken to the pits. Adam Bowden and Tay McDonald are battling it out for the first position, side by side here at the front. With Adam taking the high line and Tay McDonald taking that low line, jumping right in front of him. So they're no longer side by side. Dwayne Furtick following pretty close behind in that Best Buy number 13. Then behind him, everybody looks to be in single file racing. Looked like we might have had a side-by-side in the 55 and the 62, but we do not. So it looks like that number 12 of Dylan Picklesimer. I'm just going to call him Dylan Pickles. So he is trying to get on that high line in that number 12 Menards. Now, Grant, do you have everything up tonight, or?
Yes, I do.
Oh, outstanding. All right. So good.
And I'm confused by something.
What am I not seeing?
The 87 car.
All right. 87 with the forum.
Do
Gary
you see
Nash.
that as... What name do you see it as?
That would be Hellman's Manning.
Okay.
Well, I see Hellman's. What do you see?
I'm talking about name.
Gary Nash, 17 South.
Okay, I just see the 17 South.
Oh, Gary Nash. Gary Nash.
Okay, I'll try to remember that. I actually have to step away one quick moment.
Not a problem, buddy. So here we are in lap 9 of 150, getting some decent green flag racing here at Kentucky Speedway. So we are in Elite Cup Racing's race number 15 out of their series. This is my first race with you guys, so I hope you enjoy it. We have 11 viewers out there with us in the stream. Thank you guys for showing up. Looks like we've got a couple of guys from several different leagues. Glad you guys are tuning in, checking us out, listening to, well, me and Grant. So it looks like Tay McDonald has taken over that first position pretty well. Got 4/10 of a second between him and Adam Bowden. Then we've got Dwayne Furtick about a second 4 behind those two. Let's go through and see if we have any decent fights here. Exciting would be the single file line of the number 13 along with the number 80. Oh, nope. It took me away from that. I love it when it does that. John Osborne and the number 81 side by side. It looks like that 26 is running up against him. Number 26, Dominoes, Kyle Diaz.
I have returned. I'm sorry about that.
We even have a Slurpee car. We've got Domino's Pizza, Slurpee. Man, now I'm hungry and thirsty.
It's actually where I just was I did not realize there was a broadcast today that you needed my assistance with. And I had already started food in the oven, so.
Oh, well, that, sorry, that is a, communication error on my part.
That is okay.
So
All
go.
it means is that in about 10 minutes, I'm going to have to step away again.
Well, look, that is okay with me, dude. I got this. And Ghost Rider says, so far the stream doesn't suck. Good job. You know, thank you, I think. And
Domino's does sound good. I will agree on that.
yes, you saw that too.
Yeah, one thing I've done is that I have both YouTube and Twitch chat up at the same time. So.
Nice. Well, I keep YouTube up on my TV. So I'm able to watch it while I do this. That is how we caught the tornado to the moon last night.
Yes.
Oh, and we got a number Tabasco 00. Eric Anderson. Just watching these guys, kind of having a little bit of fun with it. Trying to see if we can see any good paint schemes. And the number 73 looks like he has already been taking people a lap down, and we are only in lap 16. And you know the funny part about this one tonight, Grant? No stage breaks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So it is an all-out to the finish.
Yep. We are going to be seeing some green flag pit strategies if we don't have too many cautions.
Small little note about the cars that are being caught and put a lap down. They have all already made a single pit stop.
Oh, okay. So the other cars haven't yet, so that's a good thing for them. Because that means these cars are going to go ahead and make their pits, and that gives them a chance to gain positions back.
Well, with the fact that they all came in within the first 5 laps of this race, something tells me that they received either a little bit of damage or something else had gone wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't see any notifications, so it didn't say that anybody had wrecked or gone off track, just that they went to pits.
And actually, each one that you're seeing be passed by a leader, they're actually already a lap down. So they'd be going 2 laps down.
Well, so far I've only got 3 guys. Well, no. Yeah, 3 guys.
Only 3.
Kane Lee and
Only
Ryan
3.
McCall are 1 lap down. Jeremiah Nelson is 2. But we've got Tay McDonald still taking that first position, but Adam Bowton is not going to let that slide. He looks like he's trying to slingshot around him in that number 94. Grant, give me 1 second.
No problem. As we do have a battle for the lead still between A. McDonald and Adam Broughton. I'm sorry if I mispronounced names. They're currently side by side ish as they go into turn 3. Adam did have a run going on Tay into turn 1 last lap, but it seems that he wasn't able to complete the pass, so he's lost some momentum.
Yeah, and it looks like he might be waiting to gain that back up. Sorry about that.
That's one thing I have learned with oval racing. Tracks like this, like Kentucky being mile and a half, it's all about your momentum. make a mistake trying to pass someone and lose all your momentum, it takes a lap or two to catch back up.
Oh, yeah. And at least we are not in Bristol for a third time this week.
Yes, but I wouldn't be against it.
So we have 13 viewers joining us in the stream tonight. Thank you guys so much. So we are watching, as of right now, Tay McDonald and Adam Bowden battling it out for that first position with Dwayne Furtick right there in third in that number 13 Best Buy. Jeff Dillon right up behind him in the Granger 52 in fourth. Looks like he's trying to gain the momentum to go ahead and get up a position. And we got Stan Carnathan right there behind them, wrapping up our top five. Then right back in sixth, we got a side-by-side battle of Tyler Burden and Michael Carter. And it looks like Mr. Pickles in the Menards number 12. Oh, we got a little bit of door touching in that Tabasco 00 in the 81.
And they're three
wide. Yes, sir.
Back 2 wide, luckily.
But luckily, this doesn't seem like too bad of a track to get 3 wide. Looks like they are controlling it very well as we are in lap 24 of 150 so far without any serious incidents.
Agreed, but these packs are still quite close.
Oh, yeah. And that's why I'm trying to go through the field. Definitely got some more side-by-side racing. Looks like the Menards number 12 has fallen back a little bit off of that 00.
Yeah, unlike Bristol, I believe this is kind of a track that you kind of need to stay down at that yellow line to keep your momentum up.
Oh, so you're saying that our bottom line is going to be our dominant line this evening?
That would be correct. Unlike Bristol, where you could pretty much run both high and low, but it would just be trying to keep the car under control.
Yeah, and you can definitely shoot into that top lane for some downforce momentum off of that bowl. But here we've got a little bit of an incline, so they might be able to do a little bit of momentum off the top line. I'm just not seeing it, so. Then we got the number 26 Dominoes there in the 13th position. Alan Holtzman following him. The Home Depot number 24. Ooh, and looks like Dwayne Furtick, that number 13, has taken to the pit. So we still have some good clean and green racing. Lap 28 of 150 here. And again, for anyone who is just joining us, this is race number 15 of Elite Cup Racing here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. Looks like Adam Bowden has taken that first position, and he's got about a 0.6 of a second lead off of Tay McDonald. Stan Carnathan, about a second behind everybody there in third. Jeff Dillon in fourth. Looks like they are settling in for some single file spread out racing. They might be taking their time. What do you think, Grant?
I think they are, but I just saw contact in between the 26 and the 00 out of turn 4 there. They kept it together, and 00 of Eric Anderson only lost the spot to Dylan Picklesmer.
We're just gonna call him Dylan Pickles.
Okay.
I don't want to insult him, so Dylan Pickles.
I don't either.
Then you got the number 87 of 17 South. Here we got Dylan Smith in the number 11 Coca-Cola. Leroy Colbens. Oh, now I want an Angry Orchard hard apple cider. Carlton Charles in the Money's Living number 23. I think that's what that is.
Certainly does look like it.
Kent Mueller in the number 5, Be the One. We already talked about Gary Nash and his Hellmans. Number 87. Let's see, Aaron Spear. Are you seeing anything on Aaron Spear? I'm just seeing orange.
The 7?
Yes.
Yes, I do see livery on that.
Right.
He's in a blue and white. I want to double check I'm seeing this.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and update. So if you guys see the white cars on there, please.
Yeah, you will see him in a number 7 C4 Energy car.
All right. Well, I'm going
being
to
the
reload
icy
my paint.
blue Raz flavor.
Okay. Well, I'm updating mine, so if anybody sees any white cars, don't hate me because I'm
Don't
dumb.
and also don't panic.
For some reason, I am still not seeing Aaron's. Mr. Altoona in the chat says, I'm a fireball man myself. I mean, so am I when it comes to liquor. But I don't drink beer, so the hard apple cider is all I can really handle, taste-wise. What about you, Grant?
Yeah.
Are you a beer man?
Unfortunately, no. Since I always see myself as the designated driver and dealing with heavy anxiety, I would always be afraid to drink any alcohol out of the fear of having to drop whatever I'm doing and drive somewhere. As I'm actually overhearing on radios and seeing, we got people coming into pit road.
Yes, we do. Tay McDonald, Eric Anderson, Dylan Pickles.
Okay.
Sorry. Carlton Charles.
Yeah, Carlton Charles also coming in.
So we
and
are in
Dylan
lap
Smith.
37. And, you know, they I was told that they do have 70% fuel window, which is between 38 to 48 laps in these cars. And we are right now at lap 38, so that may be a smart move. Maybe these guys are burning a little more fuel than they thought they would.
Or they're going under the tire strategy.
Also, yes, very smart. And they do have 4 sets of tires in this race. One fast repair in case things do get a little bit hairy. So while we're in the middle of some of our green flag pits and decent clean and green racing, we have 14 viewers out there in the stream with us. Tell us, hey, are you guys beer or liquor? If you're adults, 21 plus, thank you. And if you are, which ones do you prefer?
As a note, the 62 and the 74 have come into the pits this time.
All right. Yep. The 62 of Christopher Roth and the 74 of Pete Walsh. Oh, Mobile One. Okay. I couldn't exactly tell what his scheme was by the horse, but he has got the Mobile One number 74. It's actually a really nice paint scheme. Going classic on the horse. Love that. And it looks like we actually have Mr. Tyler Burden, the number 6, in that second position now, followed by John Osborne in third.
Another group of cars coming down, that being the 55 of Jeff Knoll, 24 of Alan Holtzman, and the 87 of who?
87 will be Gary Nash.
Gary Nash. It's gonna probably take me the whole race to remember that.
I keep a notebook just in case things like this happen.
We actually watch Aaron Spear right now. You actually see him getting passed by the 13, who is a lapper. That's the difference of the fresh tires versus old.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, that just tells you right there that he is trying to get his lap back.
Yeah. A better reference would be the leaders seeing lap times of 32.5 and 32.0 versus some of these guys who are on fresh tires doing 30.9s and 31s.
Yeah, I'm seeing 31s, 30.88 or 98. I'm not sure. It's a little 30.96. My bad. So yeah, 30.9. Yeah, we definitely got some good lap times on these fresh tires and fresh fuel. Or as Richard likes to say, 4 fresh feel goods and some go-go juice.
Yep.
Never did understand that, but it does catch on.
It does. The hard part is trying to change your own repertoire to even say that.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth.
I don't know if you hear the in-race comms or not.
I do not.
Okay, then sometimes that's probably a good thing, actually.
Yeah, I try to keep everything, all my information visual. It's hard for me to listen to 2 things at one time.
As we actually have the leader, the 94 of Adam Barton has come in, as well as Jeff Dillon and Michael Carter for their green flag pit stops.
And I think
Stretched it to
they're
lap 44.
well, and they're trying to stretch them out. I mean, you got 150 laps in this race, and you've only got a 38 to 48 lap fuel window. No telling how long the tires are going to last you.
Yeah, I think some
And
of
actually,
these guys,
Tyler Burden
unlike
is winning,
Kyle
too.
Burden, Stan Carnathan, Kyle Diaz, who just came in this time.
Actually, all three of those guys just went into pit.
If I was out there, I would probably be trying to stretch the fuel as long as possible and just deal with the tires.
Ooh, because even John Osborne in that number 81 has went to pits, and it looks like he got a little loose, burned a little bit of tire going in, but he did get down to speed.
Well, if you're going to be getting fresh tires, you might as well lock them up. Always have seen like F1 drivers, sometimes they're locking the tires up getting to the pit line.
Oh, yeah. And hopefully these guys, pick it up and get their times back, because we do have quite a few guys a lap down already. Looks like only the top 7 are on the lead lap. But that is a strategy in itself. That is a downside to green flag pit. But again, it puts you on fresher tires, more fuel than the guys who are in the front. And it looks like we've got a 12-second gap between first and second place. Kent Mueller up there in first,
Who's actually coming down pit road right now.
that'll definitely give Leroy Koblenz a chance to catch up, and definitely he'll be in first here shortly. Go ahead and tearing that gap out of the water. Wayne Furtick is making his way back up. He is about probably about to be in second place, depending on how long of a pit Kent Mueller is going to take. He's already went up. He's good.
Now, this is where we will actually see the people who pit early will be up front, but will soon be getting passed by people who will be on even fresher tires.
Oh, yeah, and it done tore down my list of lap downs down from 14 to, no, like
As the
8.
leader, Leroy, is in the pits.
Let's pull up our pit strategies. Let's see.
And that will give the lead back after all those green flag pit stops to Tay McDonald in the 73.
And he's been out for 13 laps.
It looks like the possible sweet spot in regards to Dwayne, who hit 23 laps ago. Looks like he's already gotten past because of the fresher tires.
It does, but that also says that, you know, who is going to pit first and who is going to lose that position. You know, because green flag pit stops, it looks like we're having, you know, we're a third of the way through the race. We have had 0 cautions. We have been green flagged this entire time. So it's making you wonder, you know, is this going to be the name of the game tonight?
It is an interesting thing. For some of these guys, I would think that they could possibly do this in 4 stops. Some of the people that pit early may have to be forced to do it on 5.
Yeah, and that's why, you know, the upside to, you know, taking a pit a little bit later, but again, you know, don't wear your tires out to the point where you're running on rims. You know, so we got to find out basically the tire duration, so we can, you know, contemplate that.
You don't want to pull. You don't want to pull a me in the Glen 6 hour. I did the final time slot of the Glen 6 hour earlier today. And the lap I was coming into pit, I received a meatball flag.
Oh.
That meatball flag was due to having a tire get to 0% tire wear remaining.
Oh my God. Dang.
Luckily, it was on the lap I was coming into pit anyway for fuel, but it is a scary thing to have that come up. It is still Tay McDonald in the 73 leading, but Adam Broughton has now taken over the 2nd place in his 94 Chevy.
And he is only about 3 seconds behind him, so he is picking it up pretty quickly.
He's got 8 laps fresher tires than Tay, and according to the timing sheets right now, he's been gaining about 3 or 4 tenths a lap.
Oh, yeah, because right now, yeah, he's already under 3 seconds, and he is steady gaining on him. But we've also got the number 3 of Eric Anderson coming up and making a run. He is in 3rd position, and he is only 4.8 seconds back. Then you've got Mr. Tyler Burden in the 06, who is 7/10 of a second behind him. And the number 13 Best Buy, Dwayne Furtick, is right there, wrapping up our top 5. But he is still
falling back.
Is he falling back?
Yeah, he has been falling back.
And he's still
now
falling
getting
back.
passed by Stan in the 82.
Wonder if it's a strategy. You know, saving
Well, he
fuel
has
to last
been
longer.
out on those tires for the past 30 laps.
Okay, so yeah, I believe it could be a strategy then, because we are in lap 58 of 150 here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. Elite Cup Racing in the Wild Bill's Falcon Ranch 225. And we're knocking these laps out.
Next thing you know, it will be like past lap 100, and we would still be talking about stuff.
I mean, we can't have a dance party, so let's talk, you know?
Yeah.
13 viewers out there with us in the stream. Thank you guys for showing up. Nobody told me what kind of alcohol they like, Grant.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Ah,
Maybe some are so undecided that they don't know what their answer would be.
good point.
To kind of go back on that topic, the kind of alcohol I do drink, if I do finally decide to, is usually just like something small like a Seagram or a Jack Daniel's malt. I've got some other alcohol in my fridge right now that I haven't tried yet, which is some Mountain Dew hard Mountain Dews.
Oh, yeah. Those are good.
As the 13 of Dwayne has actually come down pit road.
I wonder if everything's okay with him. You know, I'm wondering if he might be having a control problem, but it didn't look like it. It looks like he was going pretty good.
This is a strategy.
It could be. Could be.
His first stop was done after 27 laps, and he just did 32 on this. He may be playing the strategy on having those tires being on the working window.
Yeah, but 32, and that just makes me wonder, you know, because if he comes back out, and he does a full 38, leaving him at lap 100, and stops there, he's going to have to run for 50 laps. I don't think that's feasible unless he lets it stretch out a little bit farther to come out and pit a little after the 100 lap line. You know, maybe about 105, 110, and then that would leave him good, which is actually a good strategy because that means he'll be basically two stop man. And if you're not counting this one, he's only going to count one pit left.
Other than the fact that, hold on, look, he's making me pull my calculator out here. He may be actually doing this straight 5-stop race. Or a 5 stint, I mean. Like exactly 4. Because if he's going to do another 30 laps, or even 32, that would bring him to lap 95, 96.
And yeah, I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to wait. See, he's already back out on track. Okay? I think he's going to let it stretch a little bit longer to about the 105, between 105 and 110 mark. Right? I think he's going to run what he's got in that 5 laps. He's going to go ahead and hit pits. If he does that, he can do the rest of the race on one stop. And if he does that, he doesn't have to worry because all these other cars are going to have another 2 stops under their belt.
Yeah. We actually have a battle for the lead. Adam Button has actually just passed Tay McDonald going into turn 3.
When he used that low line to do it, I love it when they do that. It's like, where do you think I'm going? High, low, high, low. I'm going low. Let's see if we got anything else exciting going on. Just to make this a little interesting, we got a 5-pack right there with that number 62 in the lead. No, it's the number 52 of Jeff Dillon in the front of the pack. Then you have several side-by-sides two wides behind him, but they all
I-
seem to be breaking into a single file. No,
Almost. It looks like they're working around the 55 of Jeff No. Might have used up more of his tires and is now just falling back a little bit.
it's very possible. Yeah, because Jeff No is pitted 27 laps ago, and besides Mr. Anderson, everybody else, so Tay McDonald, and Mr. Anderson are about 31, 32 laps, where everyone else is 22 to 24 laps from pit. And Mr. No is 28, so he is right in the middle of that. So he could have used up a little more than he thought he did, or he wanted to. But Adam Bowton has taken a decent little lead, almost a full second away from Tay McDonald. Tyler Burden is about a second and a half away. The Demon number 6. I like that car. I'm just trying to see what we have that's exciting. Try to go through the field. Don't want to stick on one person the entire race.
Yeah.
A decent
As we
look.
actually have the 00 of Eric Anderson come into the pits. He was one of the early pitters last time and is pit early again.
But again, he might be doing the same thing as the 13, getting the pit over with, so he doesn't have to make but about one stop before the end of the race. And we might be seeing a lot more, taking that strategy pretty soon. But even then, you'll have like the 13 and the 00. It'll give these guys a chance to come up and take back some of the leader positions.
I'm actually receiving word that the 11 car is also coming down pit road this time.
And I see the 45 of Kane Lee as well. That Money Lion 45. Like that color green.
I'm glad I knew about that message that went off on my phone. If not, I would literally need to step away for a few minutes. An Amber Alert just went off.
Oh, that's not good.
No. And luckily, I caught it early enough that the sound didn't go off. And unfortunately, it's one of those noises that just makes me break down. So I'm glad I caught that. I am comfortable talking about that if you would like.
No, we're good. Let's keep this
Okay.
on. Let's keep this on an up note. At lap 74 of 150, we are right there at the halfway point.
I apologize.
Let's see who we have for big movers. Maybe not that many. Like our top would be up 6 positions from where they started, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4 different racers. Nope, we have Tyler Burden up 8 actually. So
Yeah, because he just recently passed Tay McDonald, who's going to be coming down pit road this time. Got
Yeah.
others taking the pit road as well.
yep, Tay McDonald, Jeff Dillon, Christopher Roth, Dylan Pickles, Carlton Charles. Wonder if number 94 of Adam is going to go into pit road, or if he is going to try to wait it out as long as he can.
He was one of the last ones to pit last time around, I believe.
Well, here we are in lap 77 of 150. We have been clean and green the entire race. Definitely makes for a good, meaningless conversation.
Yes.
But again, want to go ahead and call out that this is the Wild Bill's Falcon Ranch 225, race number 15 of the Elite Cup Racing Series. So the fuel window seems to be working out well for these guys. I think, it's the tires that are the question, and the strategy of, what is the best time to pit if you're constantly green flag.
Agreed.
Did you ever go get that pizza?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
And it was not pizza, but it was something from the oven.
Oh, I just thought you said pizza because we were talking about Domino's. I don't know.
Yes, we were. Is Domino's your favorite?
Oh no. I don't know if how many of the viewers are from Florida or where it all is. Hungry Howie's.
Hungry Howie's is a good one.
Hungry Howie's here in Tallahassee, Florida, I think is my top pick.
Here's where I will probably receive a little bit of heat. Papa John's is mine.
There's no heat on that, not from me anyway. Papa John's is good pizza. So we have 14 viewers out there with us in the stream. 13 now. Must be they must not like Papa John's. So tell us, guys, what is your favorite pizza chain? Mr. Altoona says agreed on the Papa John's. So you get a point to that. And just so you know, we're talking about,
Oh my
syndicated. What happened?
The 24 and the 55, the 24 of Alan Holtzman passed Jeff Knoll coming into pit road. I was fully expecting them to collide with each other for a moment there.
Ooh, glad they didn't.
The leader is in. Adam Boughton has come into the pits.
Well, that's okay, because that allows the number 6 of Tyler Burden to be in the first position. Go ahead and get the lead a couple laps here. With John Osborne and the number 81 in second. Kyle Diaz, number 26 in third. Kent Mueller in fourth. Aaron Spear now in fifth. And even though Adam Boughton and Michael Carter are in the pits, you got that is 6th and 7th place respectively. Dwayne Furtick is actually coming up the grid now, and he is currently in that 6th position. And I really do think that his pitting could have been a good strategy. As long as he sits, like sticks to the algorithm I was thinking, then I would be correct. But if not, I've been wrong before. It happens.
We're all human. Heck, you
Yes.
can't even say that, you can't even say that computers are perfect.
Yeah, yes, Grant. I am totally human.
The reason why I say that is if they get reprogrammed and have updates. There's nothing that's perfect right out of the box.
We have updates too. We call them degrees.
Correct. Looks like Kyle Diaz and Kent Mueller have both come into the pits.
Definitely makes me want to talk to some of these guys about strategy. I don't want to bother them while they're in the pit lane and while we're green flag because, it's a lot of concentration goes into this driving, as you know.
Yep. And the problem is, if we wait until a yellow, that's when strategy's even flipped on its head.
Oh, yeah.
As as I'm overhearing word that we may have the leader coming down pit road this time.
Could be very possible. I mean, it would be smart. It is about that time. And we do. See, you having that race chat, if you wouldn't have said anything about race chat, people would have just thought you were psychic. But here we are in lap 87 of 150. So we are well into the second third of the race. And
Currently
we
have John Osborne in the lead. But he still is due to come down pit road, as well as Aaron Spear. They've both been out on the track for 41 laps as they come to the line.
They might be trying to stretch it as long as possible.
Very true. They were some of the last few that did pit the first time. So it wouldn't be a surprise that they're trying to make it last as long as possible right now.
Yeah, because right now we got John Osborne. He has been out on the laps 42 laps, or he has been out on the track 42 laps. 41 for Mr. Spear. They could be trying to make it last as long as possible because they know you're in lap 89 of 150. And are they going to make it on one pit stop? You know, if the longer they stay out, they might be able to, but it's a good question.
To kind of go along the lines of food, what is actually your favorite thing to make in the oven?
Lasagna.
Oh, I could go for some lasagna right now.
Oh, yeah, or some good baked spaghetti. Oh, my God. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. What I just made in the oven is something you probably have never heard of.
Oh, Lord.
Macaroni churros.
No, I cannot say that I have, but now. Ooh, Mr. Altoona 773 says stuffed peppers. Oh my God. You guys are making me hungry. That's great.
I mean, I still haven't had any food since past 8 hours, so.
Oh no, yeah, you gotta have.
John Osborne has come into the pits.
I mean, he made it to lap 92, but I don't see him making it another 58 laps on one pit. So, you know, he could be pitting in the last, 10, 15 laps of the race. But it does leave Mr. Aaron Spear out there in first position. Tay McDonald already back up there in that second spot, followed by Adam Bowton in third, Stan Carnathan in fourth, Jeff Dillon in fifth, Tyler Burden in sixth, Eric Anderson in seventh, Dwayne Furtick in eighth, Dylan Pickles in ninth. Rounding out our top 10 is Mr. Alan Holtzman, Kyle Diaz in 11th, Michael Carter in 12th. Grant, would you like to take the rest of them for me?
Jeff Knoll is in 13th. John Osborne is in 14th, just out of the pits. Leroy Koblenz is in 15th. Ryan McCall is in 16th. Pete Walsh is in 17th.
Gary Nash.
Oh, God. Gary Nash is in 18th. Thank you. Colton Charles is in 19th. Kent Mueller is in 20th, as Aaron Spear is actually in the pits right now. Kane Lee is in 21st. The first car one lap down. Christopher Roth is in 22nd. Followed closely behind him is Jeremiah Nelson in 23rd. 24th is Dylan Smith, and that actually rounds out the rest of your field.
And I'm glad nobody has wrecked out. So no meatballs, no tornadoes
cars
to the
in the
moon.
hauler.
Yeah, no cars in the hauler. So that's good. I like seeing a race where everyone makes it. You know, we are already at lap 95 of 150, so we're doing a really good job of the race here tonight. It's a really good race. And it looks like Adam Bowden has actually taken that first spot with Tay McDonald right there in second.
Really showing it, both their pace and how they are doing on those fresher tires. 6 laps is the difference in between these two.
And Dwayne Furtick is actually still kind of just holding back. You know, he is back there in that 7th position, just cruising along. I mean, he's, you know, racing, but he is not letting it bother him. He is just letting it sit, seeing what these guys are going to do, and then seeing where he can, you know, fit in and get up to that top spot. So
We've got another close battle going on here in between Tyler Burton and Stan
Carnathan.
Carnathan, sorry. Those two are really close together right now. Only half a second in between.
Yeah, and then you got Jeff Dillon. He is actually quite a little bit ways back. And then between him and Eric Anderson, you've only got about a 1/10 of a second. So they are definitely up there. They are side by side. Oh,
We have a yellow.
We have a caution. First caution of the evening on lap 98. And it says Jeremiah Nelson. Let's see. We're going to go back.
I thought I saw something on the radar.
All I saw was Jeremiah Nelson, but it doesn't look like anything is happening. He is down on the apron. And it looks like, oh, yeah. So he was on the apron. He got sideways and went all the way across to the top wall.
Oh, he was giving it all the gas out of the pit exit. One of the problems with a lot of cars on exit of pit road is on those fresh tires is that they're cold and you're having to make sure that you don't spin out. It's an easy thing to do even for a pro.
But it definitely gives these guys a chance to go ahead and take to the pits. Go ahead and get their fresh tires, get their fuel. But are they going to make it last 50 laps?
That is going to be the true question.
I
Will
am
they be able to stretch it to 50 laps each tank?
That
Or
is
will they force themselves into a 2-stop strategy?
Yeah, and that's going to be crazy if they do. So these guys are taking back off onto the track.
And it looks to be that everyone came down pit road.
Yeah, I don't think I saw anybody stay out. But it is going to definitely be a kind of edgy your seat for the last 50 laps to see, because your fuel window is 38 to 48 laps. Okay, I don't know how long the tires are lasting. So are these guys all of them going to try to stretch it out? Who's going to pit, and is it going to be a good idea? Because,
I'd like to apologize really quick. I misspoke. I said 2-stop. I meant 2 stint, because there's only 50 laps left. I don't know why I thought there was 100.
No, not tonight. Thank you. So here we are on lap 101. We have our pace car is out. So your first position is Adam Bowton, Tay McDonald in second, Stan Carnathan in third, Tyler Burden in fourth, Jeff Dillon in fifth, Kyle Diaz in sixth, Dwayne Furtick in seventh, Dylan Pickles in eighth, John Osborne in ninth, Alan Holtzman in 10th, Eric Anderson in 11th, Michael Carter in 12th, Grant,
Pete Walsh in 13th,
Gary Nash
in 14th, Ryan McCall in 15th, Charlton holy cow word. Charlton Charles
Carlton.
in Carlton. I am having a struggling time with words today. I apologize. Is in 16th. Leroy Hobens is in 17th. Kent Mueller is in 18th. Jeff No is in 19th. Aaron Spear is in 20th. In 21st, we have Christopher Rolth. Kane Lee is in 22nd. Then it goes back to Dylan Smith in 23rd. And Jeremiah Nelson is still in the pits in 24th.
And we actually have a couple guys went back to pit. Gary Nash, Ryan McCall, Leroy Koblenz, Kent Mueller, Jeff No, and Aaron Spear.
We do have two people, Christopher Rolth and Kane Lee, who did not pit, taking the wave around so they could get a lap back, putting them back on the lead lap, I believe, or maybe just one lap down. Find out when the timer or the ticker updates out across the line.
So it looks like Kane Lee is back on the lead lap. Roth is back
And-
on the lead lap. Dylan Smith is still 2 laps down.
It makes sense to try to get a lap back, hope for another yellow if they were already a lap down.
And our pace car lights
And-
are off. So we are waiting.
And actually, it could work out in their favor. Come in whenever they need to get fuel, fresh tires, and they're good to the end.
Very true. So your pace car is off the track. We are waiting to that restart zone to go back green flag racing. All right, we are back green flag racing, ladies and gentlemen. Lap 103 out of 150 at Kentucky Speedway with Elite Cup Racing. Now, this is their 15th race of the season. And we are in the midst of the Wild Bill's Falcon Ranch 225. And we are 2/3 of the way into that race. Definitely, you know, we were green flag racing up until, wasn't it lap 97 or 98, Grant?
Yep. As
So-
we are 3 wide for P2.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we have got a great pack racing up there right behind the first place.
Looks like the 06 of Tyler Burton actually did the best out of those, as the 12 was loose out of turn 2, and they're saving it. Contact.
Ooh, and the 13 just went to the, who was it? Looks like the side of the
13.
24.
Holy cow. That was an incredible save about all 3 of those drivers.
Yeah, that definitely surprising that there was not a caution brought out, because all 3 of those guys were able to save that from being a disaster. That was definitely impressive.
Yeah, I think the one with the most credit is probably either a 12 or 13. There's been many times I've seen someone get loose out of the corner in the next gen, like the 12 did, and just can't catch it and come back up the track or back down to the wall.
So Adam Bowton is go ahead and just taking up a commanding lead of going on a second and a half in front of everybody else. But behind him, we have definitely got an impressive pack of racers who are just battling it out, trying to get up in position. Because maybe it's not the win they're going for, but the points at this point.
Correct. And from what I'm just understanding, just watching how they are racing, I don't think anyone right now is saving fuel.
No, they are definitely gunning it.
Something tells me they already decided before the green flag that trying to stretch it was out of their realm or out of reach. Which happens. That's why a yellow flag always puts the strategy on its head. Still got Adam Burton still in the lead. Gap to Jeff Dillon behind him is only 1.1 seconds. He's kind of stretching away from Stan Carlton himself, as we have actually just now received word that Jeremiah Nelson has put his car behind the wall to retire from the race.
Oh. Well, I wish him the best.
Tyler Bird in the 06 is right there behind Stan. Looked like he was going to go for a move, but decided against it, or just tried to just stay behind him.
And maybe he just didn't think he could pull the momentum.
That is also very true. Sometimes you do have to do that, as Tay McDonald goes down to his inside and clears him into turn one. Got a side-by-side battle just a few cars behind him. Almost 3 wide. Now 2 wide in between the 26 and 24. Looks like almost slight contact into 3.
Yeah, they were definitely side by side.
3 wide now with 13 down there on the apron.
Yeah, but he is falling back again. I'm wondering what his strategy is. So we definitely got a big pack.
And 3 wide again. In between the 00, 06, and 24. They were all able to get through that. Jockeying for position.
And that number 12 is actually trying to get past that 00. And he is just edging past them. So they are definitely battling it out.
Another battle that's starting to shape up is actually between Adam Barton and Jeff Dillon. Jeff has actually closed up the gap to 0.2 seconds.
Oh yeah, they are definitely getting a good battle for that first position right now. So here we are in lap 114. So we are quickly coming up on the end of this race. A lot quicker than I expected. We have had definitely a good bout of green flag racing here tonight. And if you look behind that 73, let me see here. No. They were packed up. Now it looks like they're going single file. Maybe trying to utilize that draft to shoot around. Now, besides that pack there right around, fifth and on, do you see anything else going on in the field?
Not exactly. It looks like it's just this pack of cars in between third place of, I'm sorry, not third place, fourth place of Tyler Burden, all the way back to, as the 12 has just slapped the wall.
Ooh.
Still having problems. He's got heavy damage. I don't think he can steer.
I don't think so
Came down
either.
and hit the inside wall.
Nope, he is in the grass and into the wall again. Yeah, does not have control of that car right now, looks
He
like.
is spun around. I don't think we're going to get a yellow. No, he has now towed.
Now, did anything bring that about? Let's see.
Yes, it did. Oh my gosh. Right before the entrance to turn 1, he made a collision with the 26.
Oh, yeah, definitely see that. Hits that outside wall. Almost collides, but then he takes it to the wall, and it looks like he lost control of his car.
Yeah, and it looks like because of the heavy damage to that right front probably caused him to not be able to steer that pretty well.
Definitely surprised it did not bring out a caution, but honestly, I don't know. Like, are you glad it doesn't, or do you kind of hope for it at this point?
It depends on what your strategy is.
Exactly.
There was almost just a collision in between the 13 and the 24. Oh, what happened to the... Oh my god, we got action everywhere now. The 06 has fallen back heavily. He's now back in 10th place.
I'm wondering what is going on.
Is it a full moon?
It's daylight here. Maybe he is falling back on purpose. Maybe, it could be a multitude of things, but he is definitely falling back. He is hugging that 24.
The 12 is back out on track. He probably actually got to use his fast repair.
Well, that's good. I did not want to see him out.
At least I think so. I'm taking a look.
No, I'm
it
seeing
actually
him right
looks
here.
like he still has damage on that front end of his car. Unless you see something different and I'm dealing with a visual bug.
No, definitely still has damage on that right front. Maybe he took time to, if he did have, mechanical damage, took time to repair that, but didn't worry about the body.
That is also very true, to try to hope for a yellow as the 94 is in pit road.
Definitely leaving the lead to Mr. Jeff Dillon in first spot, up 6 from where he started. Kay McDonald in second, one from where he started. John Osborne wrapping up your top 3, up 8 positions from where he started. Stan Carnathan in fourth. He is down 2 from where he started. Ooh, looks like Jeff Dillon is taking to the pits. So Kyle Diaz is now in 5th, up 8 from where he started. Eric Anderson in 6th, right where he started. Alan Holtzman up 10 positions in that 7th spot. Tyler Burden, the number 6, up 2 positions in that 8th spot. Pete Walsh up 9 from where he started in 9th, wrapping up your top 10. Nope, Tyler Burden is taking to the pits as well.
Looks like some people are splitting up those last 50-ish laps into directly in half. I'm overhearing words of more people going to be coming down pit road.
So they could be having the same idea, break up that last 50 of the race.
That could also explain why people were jockeying for position so much. They were probably just thinking make it halfway through the last 50 just to make it to the pit road.
Yeah, because you don't want to pit, and if you're running, you got 50 laps, it's smart, I say, to pit right in the middle, because if you're pitting too late, you won't have time to get your positions back.
Correct. I have fallen victim to that kind of strategy before in my previous races. But sometimes it is still good to stay out there until you run out of fuel in case another yellow comes out.
Yeah, and we've been in enough races to know that, late race cautions are always a possibility. Looks
Haven't
like
really talked about it, but that 90 of Ryan McCall has come up to P5 now.
Ooh, and he is up 14 positions from where he started. That's actually a really good run. Get a little better view of his car. Rapid fire
Overhearing and
pizza.
seeing the 00 is coming down pit road now of Eric Anderson.
Okay, it's giving Gary Nash time to go ahead and get the Hellmans up there. Yeah, let's see here. Eric Anderson, yep, he isn't still in the pits. Looks like he is still in the pits. He is the only one, and he is getting out right now, getting back on the track with 20 laps to go here at Kentucky Speedway.
Still Tay McDonald in the lead, followed a second back by Stan Carlson. Dwayne Furtrick is still in third place with Ryan McCall behind him in fourth. And Pete Walsh here is in P5.
Yeah, and Ryan McCall and Pete Walsh are two of the biggest movers. You got Leroy Koblenz, who is in P10. He is up 14 from where he started. So there are your three biggest movers of the race. Definitely
Person
jockeying.
I'm going to watch mostly is going to be Adam Barton, actually. Out of everyone that has pitted, he is the first one. And actually, he is already back on the lead lap. He's got himself back on the lead lap the hard way.
Yeah, and he has definitely been, he has got something in his car tonight, because he is definitely able to, get up there quick and maintain that top spot. But we still have 12 viewers out there with us in the stream. Thank you guys. 17 laps to go in race number 15 of Elite Cup Racing Next Gen Series. So we will be seeing that checkered flag coming out ever
In
closer.
about
17 laps.
16, 17 laps
Yep.
time.
Actually, about to be 16 because these guys passed over that start-finish line. Definitely a lot of good racing out there tonight. So,
As a little side note, as I'm watching who would probably be up front once all the pit stops happen, the 52 of Jeff Dillon just passed Adam Button out of turn 2. He would be the first person. He is currently the first person that made a pit stop halfway through this last 50.
and we've still got quite a few of the cars who are probably going to be due for a pit. And we have got 15 laps to go. So that's definitely going to put a damper, depending on when they pit, if they're going to be able to make their position back. I get looking for a late race caution, but at the same time,
When is too late?
yeah, you hope, or basically prepare for the worst, but pray for the best,
Yeah.
So definitely still got Tay McDonald out there in your first position, Stan Carnathan in second, Ryan McCall in third. Dwayne Furtick has actually brought his car back up, and he is currently in fourth, with Jeff No in fifth, Michael Carter in sixth, Pete Walsh in seventh, Kent Mueller, in eighth, Gary Nash in ninth, Leroy Koblenz wrapping up our top 10.
Jeff Dillon, the first car that has made a pit stop, is in 11th. Adam Broughton is in 12th. Tyler Burton is in 13th. And 14th is Kyle Diaz. 15th is John Osborne. Aaron Spears in 16th. Alan Holtzman is in 17th. Eric Anderson is in 18th. 19th is Kane Lee. 20th is Carlton Charles. 21st is Christopher Rolfe. 22nd is Dylan Smith. Dylan Pickles is in 23rd, who's actually just scraped up against the wall. And Jeremiah Nelson is still behind the wall.
Ooh, and it looks like Ryan McCall in that number 90 is gunning for that 37 or 73 of Tay McDonald.
Yellow!
Ooh, we have a second caution of the evening with 11 laps to go. What happened? Let's see here. It says Eric Anderson. So it looks like that 00 of Eric Anderson and the 13 of Dwayne Furtick. Looks like he got into the side, lost control, got sideways. Unfortunately, the 82 was drug into it of Stan Carnathan. And he hit the inside wall, but he still drug along that 13 of Furtick, and he was basically pushing the 82. He is sideways, and he is just getting pushed by the 13th Best Buy of Dwayne Furtick.
Dwayne Furtick actually has had to take a tow because his steering is completely broken, so he wasn't able to steer at all.
Yeah, I mean, he was literally pushing along the 82. Yeah, so he was literally having to push him.
Now that was the yellow that some of those guys were hoping for.
See, there you go, guys. You're welcome. I started talking about a late race caution, and there it went.
Now here comes a problem.
What's that?
Not everyone on the lead lap pit.
Oh, did they not?
I am currently showing that the 52 of Jeff Dillon and the 06 of Tyler Burton both did not come down pit road.
That's weird. Why is he so far back now? Like he's in his first position, but he is very far back from that pace
Because everyone in front of them are going to be planning to take the wave around.
car. Okay.
They were all one lap down.
So out of 150 laps, we have only had 2 cautions. And it has definitely put a hitch in the plans. And I'd love to talk to a couple of these guys after the race and see if it affected them in a negative or positive way.
Yeah. It does look like once we get the 1 to go call, we will have 20 cars on the lead lap for the final, I'm going to guess, 6 laps.
Yeah, and we have got, yeah, so you say 6 laps, that's about right, because you still got your pace car lights are currently on. And we have 16 viewers out there with us in the stream, so definitely watching the final 6 laps of the race. And these guys, yeah, so they're definitely waiting on that wave around. What?
I'm sorry, but I can't help but laugh at the comms I just overheard.
What'd you hear?
The 00 apologizing if this messed up anyone's strategy.
Sorry. I'm definitely like the 81, the Slurpee. So he had just got it. Yep, they've got the wave around from the pace car.
We do it. And it is 1 to go until the green. Dozier gets no Papa John's after the race. Okay, I'll let him know.
That's okay. He's probably going to go somewhere like Little Caesars or something.
It's actually a story of why Papa John's is my favorite.
Well, while we were waiting on that pace car to get off the track, let us know, why is Papa John's your favorite?
Because where I used to live before I got my own place, my parents' house was a 5-minute walk away from a Papa John's. Everything else was a 10-minute drive away. So it just was easy to get it.
Oh, so he says Little Caesars has the best cheese sticks. Yes, they do. We are back green
we're
flag
back
racing.
green.
6 laps to go at Kentucky Speedway. So we're definitely going to watch the shootout for these last 6 laps to see who's going to win. Now, the thing about the shootout is, are they going to be able to do it without another caution?
Hard to say. I do know that the 52 and 06, they're on 20-lap older tires.
But that
in
52
the
is,
rest of the field.
yeah, but he definitely has a good, no, that 73 is definitely coming for him.
The 06 actually has got a run,
I see that. They're,
even on those older tires.
yeah, they're too wide right behind that 52. They're
Oh!
shooting around the bottom and looks like be taking over those Nope. Are they?
They
They
are-
got it.
they
They
are.
got it.
And the 06 is now on the inside, and yellow's out.
Another caution. It says Pete Walsh went off track, but I'm not seeing a wreck. Third caution of the evening with 4 laps to go. So I wonder how many green-white checkers we have tonight. Because depending on how long this lasts, it's definitely going to be extended for that green-white checker attempt.
Correct. As I'm actually looking at what caused our yellow, the 55 of Jeff No had checked up, and the 74 of Pete Walsh wasn't able to check up in time, made contact involving the 94. And unfortunately for Pete Walsh, his right rear tire, right rear suspension was broken, so he couldn't even drive out of the grass there in turn 3.
And that sucks at the end of the race. That definitely does. Like, you ran so many laps, done so well, and then the car just, loses a little bit of control, and then it just pops.
Yeah. Now there is an extra thing going on that I'm seeing. Some of the cars that got that wave around last time have come back into the pits this time. Probably to get to a fresh set of tires.
Maybe to get a drink of water. You never know.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to leave, looks like Tay McDonald in that first position. But really close behind is Tyler Burden. And then the 52 of Jeff Dillon. So depending on what kind of jump he can get off of the line, will he be able to keep that without, will he be able to keep the momentum without any draft of any kind? So once we go back green flag racing, looks like I said, we're going to have Tay McDonald in first, Tyler Burden in second, Jeff Dillon in third, Ryan McCall in fourth, Kent Mueller in fifth, Jeff No in sixth, Gary Nash in seventh, Leroy Koblentz in eighth, Michael Carter in ninth, John Osborne in 10th, Kyle Diaz in 11th, Stan Carnathan in 12th, Carlton Charles in 13th, Grant.
Then Aaron Spear in 14th, Alan Holtzman in 15th, Kane Lee in 16th, Christopher Holt in 17th, Adam Barton in 18th, was involved in that last wreck, Eric Anderson in 19th, Dylan Smith in 20th, the first car 1 lap down. Pete Walsh is now leaving the pits 2 laps down in 21st place. Dylan Pickles is in the pits as well, probably doing some repairs in P22. And Dwayne Furrick in 23rd is also in the pits. But he's been repairing for a long time. He may have hopped out of that car.
Yeah, he might be out of the race for this one. So we still got our pace car lights on, waiting on them to go off, and then we can get back to green flag racing. See if we can catch a green-white checkered finish.
We do have 3 attempts at these green-white checkers.
Well, that's good. That's good. Hopefully there's not another caution, but if there is, it's definitely a plus for having 3 green-white checkers. We have 14 viewers out there with us in the stream tonight. Thank you, guys. And we are about to wrap up our 15th race in Elite Cup Racing Series.
If you want my honest opinion, this is going to look really good for Tay McDonald.
You think so? You think he'll be able to keep it?
I believe so, because since he's leading the field,
But
the car to his outside and the car behind him are both cars that are on now 24 and 25 year old tires.
But they don't have far to go. So it's not an endurance race at this point. It's a sprint.
Correct. Those many laps and heat cycles on those tires, they're going to be struggling a little bit to keep them up there.
So these guys are in a very tight grid right now. Pace car lights are off. Looks like he is just about to go ahead and duck off the track like he just did. So our green flag, which they're about to hit, is brought up to us by Wild Bill's Falcon Ranch. Our green flag is out with 3 laps to go. Tay McDonald definitely got a fantastic jump off of that. And he is picking up and taking off on these guys. But they are not ready to give up yet.
There was contact in between the 52 and the 06 on that backstretch. Possible attempt of a crossover move was
all right. Our white
on
flag.
there.
Our white flag is out. We have Tay McDonald in the lead. He is almost a full second of pass or out from Tyler Burden and Jeff Dillon. So it looks like we might have our winner for the evening.
But here they come to the line.
No, but there is that checkered flag. The number 73 of Tay McDonald in first position went ahead and took it. So you know what? You were right. You had a good feeling about Tay McDonald, and he definitely lived up to that.
We actually had a wreck coming to the line.
You know what? Let us check that out. So I'm going to go back to that. We can watch that a little bit. Grant, would you do me a favor and bring up my top 3? Mr. McCall, Mr. Burden, and Tay McDonald.
I may not be able to.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to take that. You can watch that. Grant, I'm going to go ahead and pull those guys up for us.
Okay.
All right. So I got Tyler is already in there. Let's get
Ryan McCall's in there too.
All right. So the only one I'm missing is Tay McDonald. I'm looking for, there he is right there. All right. We have got all 3 of our guys up in here. So let me go here. We're going to bring up Ryan McCall is going to be first up. He is in P3, and he is our biggest mover of the race. So let's get him up there. If I can get it to work. Ryan, this is Mark and Grant in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
All right, Ryan, 3rd position tonight, man. That was definitely an interesting race.
Yeah, that was one for the record books for me. I mean, I was second to last, I want to say 80% of that race until that third to last caution, I think. And it just literally flipped the whole thing on its head.
It did. What was your strategy once that yellow came out?
Well, up until so I got caught up in the 2 and 45 stuff in the back of the pack at the start. So I had to come down and use my fast repair. I was on the verge of going 2 laps down, basically the entire race until that one wreck on the backstretch, and I stayed out long enough. I was on the lead lap, and then all of a sudden I found myself in position to make it on fuel, and I was about to pass Tay for the lead, and then that's when those cautions started coming out, and that just kind of took away all of my advantage. But I mean, just to get third after being 23rd, 80% of the race, I'll take that every time.
Yeah, and that was impressive, man. You are not only third place, you're the biggest mover. You were up 16 spots from where you started.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't quit the whole race. I mean, I could have bailed as soon as I got screwed over at the beginning, but it just, got to show some resilience.
Well, dude, and we are glad to see that because that definitely was an interesting race. Now, being in the top 3, you definitely have all the shout outs you want to give tonight. Is there anybody you'd like to talk to?
Well, first and foremost, the sponsor, Rapid Fire Pizza. I've been running with them all season, so glad to get them back in the booth. And then obviously Aeon's Motorsports, the whole team. I mean, it's so fun to hang out with those guys every league race I'm in there with them. And then Tyler, of course, teammate, got P2. So hell of a job by the entire team.
All right. Well, thanks, man, Ryan. So what we're gonna do is let you go back to celebrating, man. Thank you for joining us up here, and that was definitely a good race, man. Congratulations on third spot.
Yep, appreciate it, guys.
All right. So we are bringing up Tyler Burden. Hey, Tyler, this is Mark and Grant in the booth. You got a copy?
I did a bad thing.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Well, coming there to the finish, I seen Jeff got by me on the low sider, and he made a move like he was gonna pull up in front of me, and so I reacted to it, and I went to dive below him, and I just misjudged the distance of my nose and clipped him, and it put him in the wall like Denny Hamlin did to Kyle Larson. So first of all, I apologize to him. That was not my intention to do. So I feel kind of bad for that.
Well, I hope he knows that wasn't intentional. So, and if not, he can watch the stream and accept the apology.
I apologize to him like 4 times in the session, sent him a message and everything else.
So did you have a strategy? And I've got a question. So you guys were green flag racing for the majority of the race. Did the late race cautions mess up your strategy at all?
Yes. Imagine that your child has sidewalk chalk and now has decided to take a rock and start scraping it against your car. That was kind of the situation I was thrown.
That was a twist I was not expecting.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
I try and make everything I do a little bit entertaining.
Well, then again,
I thought you were going to bring rain into the story, not a rock.
But you did good, man. You still knocked out a second place win, and you did really good in the race. And the top 3, you earned all the shout outs you want to give. So is there anybody you'd like to thank, talk to, apologize, anybody?
So I do want to say, like, that whole short run there, I can't believe that those tires that I had on the car held up as well as they did. But when we were in there talking, they were saying, like, yeah, it takes a couple laps for the tires to come up, so might not be as bad of a situation. And that first restart that we had, man, it took off, and if that run would have kept going, I probably could have had the lead. But yeah, I got a shout out to the Eon guys, for picking me up. You know, they didn't know me. I didn't know them. They picked me up probably about second race of the season. Well, no, I'm sorry. They picked me up after Daytona, the first race of the season. And, you know, again, my dad for teaching me all that I know. And like I said, I apologize to Jeff. That was not my intention to do. I hope he accepts my apology. If he doesn't, then I guess we'll deal with that bridge when we cross it.
All right. Well, Tyler, thank you for joining us in the booth tonight, man. Thank you for the interesting race, dude. That definitely was a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to call.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right. So last one, Mr. Tay McDonald in first place. We're going to go ahead and get him up in the booth. Grant, would you like to interview this guy?
Sure thing.
Absolutely. Tay, this is Mark and Grant in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
It's going
Going
pretty good.
well. Tell us about your race.
Well, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I really wasn't sure what to expect going into it. In practice, I really didn't run any more than 20 laps at a time, so I wasn't too confident in my long run speed. But yeah, it was a pleasant surprise.
Now, you guys were green flag for a good 2/3 of the race. What was your strategy once that yellow flag came out?
I mean, once the yellow flag came out, we were right on that edge of making it on fuel. So I honestly mic'd up and said, got excited about it. I don't know why, but I did. I mean, I just, after running so many green flag laps, you're ready for a break eventually. But yeah, I mean, we pit there, got it as full as we could, and then I basically was clutching it that whole last run, just trying to save fuel, and I was still right there on the edge. I think I had maybe half a lap to the good. Still just clutching it that whole last run. But I mean, Adam was the class of the field. If those cautions don't come out, he easily walks away with it. I was short pitting there, trying to just to do something different, because I mean, there was no getting around him.
Well, being part of the top 3 and winning, you do get all the shout outs you can have. So is there anyone you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my grandma Linda. She watches me every week. She's my biggest supporter. I'd like to thank my teammates at GWR. I want to thank you for broadcasting this. I like watching these. So and thank just the guys in the league for putting on great racing. I mean, we go green flag laps. I mean, just every week. So really good group of guys to run with. So shout out to them.
Well, thank you so much. We'll let you get back down there and start celebrating.
Yeah. Hey, thank you.
All right, Tay, you have a great night.
Yeah, you too.
Well, all right, Grant, thank you for joining me in the last minute there. Definitely apologize, and wish I should have told you sooner. I thought Richard did. So
It's all right.
But everybody, this has been race number 15 in Elite Cup Racing series this season. So this was the Wild Bill's Falcon Ranch 225. We definitely had a great time calling this race, a great time watching these guys. I hope you guys had a great time listening to us, watching us. And, I'm Mark. Grant.
And I'm Grant.
And for Southern Broadcast Gaming Network and Elite Cup Racing, we want you guys to have a good night, a great rest of your weekend,